everybody, Little Red Homestead here. We're back, and today we're sorting out the swale. That is here, and it runs all the way down to the far side there. It's a little hard to see. What happened is the swale, when we dug it, was not 100% level. I don't know if you can see the stick here. It was not level along the run, and it wasn't level across the way. So what I've done yesterday was we made it sure it was level front to back, front to back here, and also that it was level from end to end along an 8-foot run. That ensures that when the water hits the bottom of the swale, that it stops and doesn't continue and create a river like we had last week. So we're going to carry on with this today, and I'll poke in and out with what's going on. What I've got is, here is a nice straight line along an 8-foot path. But if you look here, I've got this horrible telephone pole there right on the bend, which creates a spot that's less than 8 feet. So what I'm concerning myself primarily with is the first 8 feet, and then any 8 feet after the other side of here, and I'll just eyeball level at the curb there, because it's as you can see, it's a lot more narrow. So I've gone through now and pulled all of the mulch that was placed in there out, and that mulch, what it was doing was floating. It was allowing the water to get around it, and then it ended up just getting carried down into the garden into piles. So we're going to go a different route instead of mulch. But I wanted to show you guys the leveling here. Along an 8-foot section. Daddy. And instead of a long, expensive level, I've got a little 2-foot level. I'll put that in the middle, and that is how we find a level. Okay, what I'm doing here is slowly pulling back the soil a little at a time, and we're looking for that level again across the 8-foot board. So it's high on this end. I'm just taking a little soil off at a time, little by little, till I get the level where I want, and then we'll take the small level, turn it perpendicular, and take samples every about 6 inches or so. They're close like that because this is a small swale. You know, when you think about swales in the context of how they're used, they're usually much longer and cover, you know, an acre or so at a whack. But this guy is only just covering a matter of maybe 70 feet total, so we can afford to be a little bit pickier in how close the measurements are. In the small area here by the telephone pole, I've made sure that the area that's in front of that, where it narrows down, that's level to itself within 2 feet. The longer portion there is level across it. There's a small drop down, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a small drop down on the other end, and that's going to allow for the drain hose there to come back into work. And so far we've got it dug out down along there. So I'm moving along pretty briskly now. What I've developed here is, I think, a pretty good system. This small board, the level sits on that as I go down the trench, and the board allows me to grab the board with the hoe and slide it back with me. And if I find a spot that's out of level, I'll push it forward, level it out, and continue on my way. Behind that is the 8-foot board, and the theory is this being level should help dictate this level, and if this is off, then I can correct it as I slide this down the trench too. So we're working along. We're generating a lot of extra material, which is good because we're also trying to build a terrace at the same time. So it kind of looks like this when you're working. The level will sit here, and you'll drag an eyeball level in front of the board, pull the board along, and if you come to a spot where this side's higher, you can push it forward, pull that side down, and then continue dragging down. The one behind it there slides along with it, and what I'm looking for is to make sure that as that board slides, level's maintained across the whole ground. And so far it's been working out good. I have about, I don't know, 15 feet left, and then it comes down to figuring out what to top this bare dirt with. Okay, we've reached the end of the swale. It's level lengthwise all the way across and side to side. We're having here, you probably pick it out on the bank. If you'll notice up here, it's a really tall bank down to a really skinny bank, and I believe that was another part of the problem. The water could get higher up here than it could down here before it spilled out. So to keep that or slow that down, they've made sure the last couple inches of the swale slope opposite. I think that will help the problem, because the bulk of the water rushing through was from the rainflow overflow, which I'm also going to be doctoring again, and then it was just pouring down. But that first half here is now level, and it's level-ish around the pole, and all the way down here is level. It's as easy as it is. Just dig a hole and make it level. Nothing more to it than that. Okay, gang, one more piece of this puzzle was the overflow, which itself is temporary. When I get IBC containers, they're going to go down here, and this whole thing won't matter anymore. What I've done, and you can see the pictures on the blog, I've dug a little cistern here and lined it with rocks, built the sides right up with rocks. I've also dug back here and made the pipe run a little less turbulent, so it's more of a level shot to the rock pile. Inside of there, it's all lined with rocks, so the water comes out of the pipe and hits the rocks to slow down. One spot I'm seeing, and we started with the smaller stuff, is right here in this root. It's tending to make like a river, but it kind of is not a problem because it hits here, and I ran the hose on it for about 15 minutes and it only made it down to the telephone pole. And the hose has a heavier flow rate than the pipe overflow ever will. So I think we're pretty good there. I'm going to put some minor stone here just to slow things down. The other area I'm going to keep watch of is here where it drains from the driveway. It comes from the driveway down across the mint and in. That's another heavy flow spot because there's a whole lot of road up above to drain off, and I may have to come up with a more creative solution for that. But there you have it. Swale is complete for now.